Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Saturday on the Strand, right along our beautiful beach ocean side here in San Diego, California. Oh my. Temperature up in the 80s today on this Saturday afternoon, and we welcome you to the Park at the Park and inside Petco Park, the action as the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres meet in Game 2 of this three-game series. And good afternoon. Early good evening, everyone, with Mark Grant, Dick Henberg. Pleased you're with us. The Padres took it on the chin last night. They're still 10-3 in the last 13 home games. Try to right the ship this afternoon. They were humbled 10-1 last night. And, in fact, that 8-run third inning was the most an opponent has ever scored in an inning here at Petco Park.
Yeah, they've got to contain the Giants and stay away from the big inning. If they give up 2 runs, maybe 3, you kind of like their chances to try to fight back. Last night was one of those ugly games. Got ugly early, so hopefully they can tee it up again tonight and come out firing.
Eric Stoltz has been outstanding since coming off the DL. He's 2-0, and he's allowed only 3 runs in almost 20 innings.
It's just what the doctor has ordered for the San Diego Padres and Eric Stoltz, because they really need some help in the starting pitching department. Not going deep into the games, but Eric Stoltz, on the other hand, he's gone 6 innings plus of his 7 starts, and he knows his limitations. Look at those great numbers. He off-speeds the hitters to death. Like I said, he knows that he can't throw 95, so he'll back off a little bit. He was on with the curveball, on with the changeup in Atlanta, and that's a pretty darn good lineup for the Braves.
He told you he loves basketball. Hopefully he'll be able to pitch this afternoon. Well, the Giants, oh my, at home, they don't score much. On the road, they score more runs than any major league team.
Yeah, 3.5 runs at home, almost just a skosh over 5. All boils down to Eric Stoltz containing these Giants. And like the Atlanta Braves, they've got a little bit of pop at times, like from Sandoval, but keeping the yard. He had no walks against the Braves. I think a big key for Eric Stoltz is if you can eliminate the walks and go deep into the game 6+ like he has been, he should have a pretty good shot tonight.
We're going to have a lot of slow-motion curveballs in this game between Eric Stoltz and the San Francisco Giants southpaw, San Diegan, Barry Zito. The Padres have had good luck against Zito in the past. They hope to continue that this afternoon. We're about to play ball at Petco. Eric Stoltz and the Padres have taken the field. We're about set for this middle game of the weekend series. The first place Giants a half game ahead of the Dodgers. Bruce Bochy, former San Diego skipper, now in his 6th year in San Francisco, brought them a World Series title. And his order reads this way: Angel Pagan leading it off. Marco Scutaro hit a home run in the first inning, and it was all uphill for the Padres after that as the Giants won at 10-1. Pablo Sandoval, switch hitter, turnaround bat right-handed. Buster Posey in the cleanup spot. Hunter Pence, then Joaquin Arias gets a start at shortstop. Brandon Belt at first, and Justin Christian, just recalled from the Giants AAA club, will hit 8th, and Zito, who attended University High School here in San Diego, will bat 9th. And Eric Stoltz, he'll get the fastball, what, up around 90?
Yes, he will. And also, as I mentioned in the pregame show, flip up that changeup and curveball. And if the Padres ever needed a starter to go deep in the ball game, it's tonight for Eric Stoltz. He's taken advantage of the opportunity being in the rotation here. He is healthy and quite a job in Atlanta. He did great on the East Coast. Let's see what he can do on the West Coast tonight.
The twilight shadows could play a role as they have grown to cover left field, but center field and right field on the right side of the diamond still in sunlight. Splashes of color between the pitcher and the hitter as we're underway. Pagan, batting right-handed, takes a strike. Checks in at a 280 mark. Good outfielder. Scutaro and Sandoval to follow here in the Giants' first inning. Down low is called by Alfonso Marquez, the plate umpire this afternoon, this evening. Fly ball center field. Maben has to move back and makes the catch shy of the warning pad. He thought the ball wasn't hit that hard, but it carried well. So the San Diego defense reads this way: Quentin Maben and Denorfia in the outfield. Around the horn, Headley, Cabrera, Forsythe, and Guzman at first base, giving Alonso the night off against a left-handed pitcher. Stoltz and Yasmani Grandal, the battery. Guzman saved some of his best hitting against his former team, or at least his former organization, the San Francisco Giants. Scutaro, acquired at the trade deadline, and has produced as a Giant, hitting .325. That's his average overall. And second man up last night, Ohlendorf, thought this one would stay in the park. It just eludes Carlos Quentin. Look at that one shying away. It didn't even make it into the first row, but it was long enough, and he starts tonight with a base hit to right field. Well, he was tough with the Rockies.
Yes, he was. He fights off pitches, and that home run we saw was a two-seamer down and in from Ross Ohlendorf. That's a hot zone. Well, Scutaro, look how quiet he is with his hands. He's just punching that ball off the lefty Stoltz the opposite way. That's just good all-around hitting by Marco Scutaro.
Brings up Pablo Sandoval. Hits better from the right side for average, but more power from the left side. Overall .298, but right-handed .323 with 1 home run. There's that big slow curveball at 65.
You can have hitters talking to themselves as you look at the defense, pretty straight up against Sandoval, and the eephus curveball right down the center of the plate.
It's going to be an interesting battle. Who throws the slowest curveball tonight? Zito will be in the 60s as well. High fly ball, another chance for Maben, although Denorfia is angling over, gives way to Maben, and there's 2 away.
So Dick, I think that last fastball thrown by Stoltz was set up by the big looping curveball. Watch the fastball here. It's in. It kind of, that's even inner third a little bit, catches a lot of plate. But my point is, watch how Sandoval cannot get his hands through. He kind of gets jammed a little bit, working underneath it, and hence the pop up for Stoltz.
Doesn't get that barrel out in front. So here's Buster Posey, absolutely sensational since the All-Star game, hitting .427. That's better than anyone in the major leagues in the period of time since the early July Classic and this August 18th. Had 1 hit in 4 at-bats last night. And takes a strike. 87 on the fastball. Posey doubled his last time up to right center. What a game again. Matt Cain. Well, the man has really become a pitcher. Now 12-5 on the year. Grandal with the block.
The cool of the evening after pitching a big league ball game last night. You put on the running shoes, you put on the hoodie, and you think about that 8-inning effort and the victory for Matt Cain. That's a great feeling for a starting pitcher right there. Maybe a couple cups of coffee during the game, talk to your teammates, check out the stands. How you doing?
The whole package.
Looks like that sun might be a factor to Guzman, Dick, over there at first base.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't have some glasses.
Yeah, because if you look at the shadow behind Guzman, it's a direct line from where that ball is coming from Eric Stoltz or one of the infielders on the left side.
Posey takes a little low, 1-1. Had a chance to talk with Posey before the game briefly and said, you know who Al Kaline is? Oh, yeah. Hall of Famer, Tigers. You've got a swing that reminds me of Al Kaline. I said, oh, thank you very much. As if I created the swing. Nice young man.
Yes, he is. And he's a pro. Doesn't seem to get flustered.
No, he's even-tempered.
Yeah. And you know what that is? That's a sign of confidence, right? That's a sign of confidence in your ability.
But some young players have it right from the very start. He seems to be one of those. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He flirted with a double on that last swing. There's a slow breaking ball right down the middle with a return, a single to center. And Posey has the second single here in the first inning.
I think what makes Buster Posey such a quality hitter is what he is able to do with certain pitches. Well, from Eric Stoltz, it all started out with a good old-fashioned fastball right down the middle. Now you're trying to pull the string and go easy on him, go soft. Now it's in his favor. That's a foul ball. See how he stayed on the breaking ball there? And the result is up the middle of the diamond. That means he's letting the ball travel, staying on it rather than trying to pull that ball. Just a good-looking swing.
Here's Hunter Pence. He too, like Scudero, acquired at the trading deadline the free swinging former Houston Astro. He's had a little trouble adjusting to that Giant uniform. He's hitting only 197.
Yeah, don't throw him a breaking ball in the zone. He'll chase. We talked about that last night. You know, when he was with the Astros, when he was with the Phillies. Wow, he swung at ball 1 and ball 2. You can tell by our Fox tracks. Brought to you by my good friends at Southland Technology. That means Eric Stoltz, he doesn't have to throw him a strike.
The Southland Technology people are terrific at what they do. They've got me finally the direct TV so I can go home in La Jolla and watch the Padres games. And he sends that changeup outside. Pence wouldn't bite. Now his changeup 78. He throws curveballs at 68.
Now remember what he did to Sandoval. Big looping curveball, fastball in, got him to pop up.
Cam Lincecum, we usually see him, but won't in this series.
See if he tries to bury a fastball in here. There it is.
Could somebody send a message down to Tim Lincecum? I know he's a little different sort of a character, that he's not in San Francisco. It's 85 degrees today.
He's got the hood up. He's in his own little world there. It's like his security blanket, right? He feels safe.
Fly ball to right field. Denorfia hurries to the line and makes the catch. 3 putouts in the outfield. He's a fly ball pitcher. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And welcome back to beautiful Petco Park on this Saturday. The NL West rivals, Padres. There's Nick Hundley, who's on the 15-day disabled list with that bruised kneecap, hit with a foul ball in Atlanta. And our San Diego Toyota dealers present the Padres batting order. Denorfia, Forsythe, and Headley, the first three. Quentin in the cleanup spot. Yasmani Grandal returned from the DL first game last night. Hit the ball hard 3 times, but nothing to show for it. Jesus Guzman, he saves his best for the Giants. Then Cameron Maben, Everett Cabrera, and the pitcher Stoltz, who will swing the bat. Stoltz is 3 for 12. Barry Zito, now 34 years of age, University High School here in San Diego. #1 pick of the Oakland A's back in '99. He's had trouble performing at the level, the Cy Young Award level that he showed at Oakland. He's 52 and 69 in his years with the Giants.
Well, the Padres can get to him in the first inning. He's really struggled this year in the first inning. 20 runs in 23 innings, this being his 24th start. So get him on the ropes early.
Denorfia, 1-1.
Some pitchers, it just takes a little bit of time to get that feel out of that game mound rather than in the bullpen.
Slow curveball to the hole and through. Denorfia opens the game for the Padres with a single. Good start as Denorfia, one of the better Padres against left-handed pitching.
Oh, staying back on the breaking ball, and that breaking ball coming in to the right-handed hitter Denorfia. And that spells trouble. A single through the 5.5 hole. Thank you very much.
Tony Gwynn drive. Logan Forsythe, 265 average. Last night he made a terrific play at second base and then was moved to third late to give Chase Headley a couple of innings off and made another outstanding play.
He's fun to watch, isn't he?
He really is. We were asking Bud Black about those 2 plays and we saw him in the dugout. And Bud Black was gesturing kind of vertically up and down, and Forsythe was smiling. I said, what was that all about? And he said, well, I had told him when he went to third base that with a pitcher up, you usually don't get a pitcher who will pull the ball very hard, so you can come in a few steps. And of course, Kane drilled one at him. And he juggled it and was eventually able to get Kane out with a strong throw across.
The key thing there, the second effort by Forsythe. You know, there might have been some infielders that just knocked it down and didn't really give it a second chance. But he realized it was the pitcher and showed off his arm to throw him out at first base.
Denorfia with his lead, 1-1 the count. Ground ball, same spot in the hole. Arias goes to second for 1. Not even close on the relay, and safe on the fielder's choice is Forsythe. Here's the plays we were talking about at second base and then at third base last night.
Yeah, the right side. I thought this ball, first of all, was ticking for center field. And then the one thing that Logan Forsythe has, not only the athletic ability to get to the baseball, but make up the difference with his arm. That was at second base. Here, he knocks it down. Still a fighting chance. Worked underneath it a little bit. Got a little help from Alonso. But what a great second effort by Logan, getting the out at first base.
Here's Chase Headley. And he lines one to the second baseman. Double play as Denorfia, or rather Forsythe, was on his way to second base. Didn't wait to see if that would go through. So Headley, tough luck hitting, lines into a 4-3 double play.
In Indiana, I think if you don't play basketball or don't love basketball, people are thinking there might be something wrong with you. So, I grew up. I had a basketball hoop in my barn, so I was able to go out and shoot anytime I wanted to. And when I went to college to play basketball, and then more or less just play baseball on the side. And when I got to college, I realized I wasn't as good as I probably thought I was at the time.
That's our Geico quote of the game from pitcher Eric Stoltz, the Hoosier, all the way. There's a deep drive to left field, and the ballpark won't hold that. That's way up in the second deck. And the Giants take the lead on Joaquin Arias' home run, on second of the entire season. Second. And he hit that one like he was a cleanup hitter. The Giants strike first.
Speaking of striking first pitch, it's a fastball, and I think Eric Stoltz at times he'll do that to try to get ahead. We'll have to keep an eye on the Giants hitters. If they get that first pitch fastball, will they be all over it? Arias certainly was for the first run of the game.
Well, not known for his power. He's certainly got plenty behind that swing. 1-0 leadoff home run, Joaquin Arias, 27-year-old from the Dominican. Brings up Brandon Belt. He takes the breaking ball, and it's 1-1.
Tell you what, that'll go down to the scouting report book. Joaquin Arias will swing at the first pitch fastball. That gets around quickly.
2-1 now to Belt. Arias 234 at bats. That was his 235th. And that was his second home run. Belt tied up on the changeup. 2-2.
Now it's all about bouncing back. Eric Stoltz react after that home run.
Pulled to first. Alonso gets the first big hop, and there's one away. Well, our Lexus keys to the game. Mark Grant, what do you got for us today?
Well, it's one thing that Eric Stoltz is doing tonight, as he did in Atlanta, the speed changer. Last time out, changed speeds, 7 1/3 against the Atlanta Braves lineup. And Cowabunga. Hey, we love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They want to grab some sticks. They want to go out there after eating a little pizza, go to hacking, and they're with the little ninja. So hopefully some of that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle luck and power will come to the Padres tonight.
Some of the Padres players quickly becoming young kids.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Christian just called up for this series. There's the little ninja. Alexi Amarista not in the lineup tonight. A high fly ball to left. Quentin has room. Boy, that was way up there. 2 gone.
So 2 quick outs after the home run. That's a good sign.
Talking about Stoltz being a fly ball pitcher. He went 7 2/3 in Atlanta in that 4-1 win. That's 23 outs. 12 of them were flyouts. He gets 3 fly ball outs in the first, a fly ball out and a home run here in the second. The ball will carry better till nightfall. Zito, 3 hits, 36 at bats. Strike 1.
Here's another guy in the game of baseball I really respect. Not only his efforts on the field, but also off the field. He's a good egg, Barry Zito.
Amen. In fact, in some ways it would have been nice if, as long as he was going to pitch in this series, that he pitched tomorrow on Military Day, because he's been devoted his charity to helping the military and their families. Sharply hit into the hole. Cabrera's long throw in plenty of time. But the Giants on Joaquin Arias' long home run lead 1-0.
on the Padres. 1-0 Giants up right now. You know, before the game today, the Padres announced that after yesterday's performance, Ross Ohlendorf, starting pitcher, has been sent down to AAA Tucson, and bringing up pitcher Nick Vincent. But he's not going to be in the starting rotation. He's actually going to help the bullpen because the bullpen's been so taxing. But when we asked Skipper Bub Black who was going to be the starting pitcher to place Ohlendorf, he said, quote, "You'll know soon enough, but not soon enough for you to know." Talk to me, Mug. What's that mean?
You know what, CS? You know what that means? That means everybody in that clubhouse who's a pitcher be ready, and that also means pitchers in Tucson, pitchers in San Antonio, be on alert, be ready.
Okay, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah,
okay.
Because who knows who that starter is going to be to fill the spot for Ross Ohlendorf. Nice job.
CS, be aware, you may be throwing a bullpen tomorrow before the game. Zito with the 1-0 lead faces cleanup hitter Carlos Quinton. There's a breaking ball for a strike, a 71-mile-an-hour curveball. Quinton, Grandal, and Guzman, some home run punch in the middle of the lineup for Bud Black. Another off speed, change up at 76. Grandal. Good news last night was in his 4 at-bats, he hit the ball sharply 3 times for outs. Oh, what's this? Zito said, try to hit this one. That landed halfway to home plate.
Oh, oh my gosh. Is that, you know, that ball came out of his hand even before his hands started going forward. That's the eephus pitch of eephus pitches right there.
It reminds you of the football quarterback who's trying to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
Yeah.
And the ball's out of his hands. He's fumbled it, and the arm goes through. Lincecum said, why didn't I think of that?
That's the great thing about baseball.
The count now 3-1.
Who's going to win the battle between the University of San Diego High School athletes, Barry Zito and Carlos Quinton?
That's right. Quinton followed after Zito had graduated. And ball 4. Leadoff man on. Pitched around Quinton. He not only pitched around him, he pitched in front of him.
Exactly. Hey, let's see what Pitch Tracks thinks after we see it from this angle right here. It didn't register. We just got word that it did not register. And hey, in Little League, that's a strike.
Oh, he'll never. That's going to be on YouTube. That's going to be in the clubhouse. They'll never let him forget that one. DeNorthey enjoying it. Yasmani Grandal hitting right-handed against Zito. Was hitting from the left side last night. Grounded sharply to short, line to center, and he sent center fielder Pagan to the warning track in deep center field to collect another bid for extra bases.
You know, interesting point here. If that ball rolls to the plate, hitter could swing at it, and it's a live ball, right? Because you can hit a ball that's bounced.
That's true.
So let's say theoretically, or hypothetically, I should say. Let's say that ball rolls to home, you know, right around here in home plate, and you, hey, I want to swing at it.
Yeah, but that'd be a tough ball to get.
It would be very
tough.
It'd be very tough. You'd catch the defense on
unless you
surprise.
had a 3-wood maybe.
Right. Or a pitching wedge to loft it over the infielders' heads.
There you go.
You never see that, huh? Every day at the ball yard?
No, not every day. Grandal, patient hitter, gets the count to 3-2 with Quinton having walked to lead off the second inning. Jesus Guzman on deck. See what Grandal gets. 3-2. Scrunching his face to see the signs of Hoffman across the diamond looking into the sun. Ball 4. Padres have a couple of free tickets here to open the second inning, and that'll bring up Guzman. Rockies and the Padres on Jerry Coleman Day, presented by Scripps Health. That's Saturday, September 15th. I hope you're getting your tickets to celebrate the legendary baseball broadcasting and military career of Jerry Coleman. Be in your seat 30 minutes before the game. It's going to be a terrific pregame ceremony before the game with the Rockies. Get your tickets now. Padres.com, 619-795-5555. September 15th. Slow curveball bends in for a strike. Guzman, 5 at bats against Zito, 3 hits and a home run. Quinton at second. Grandal at first with walks. 0-2.
I want to make a point. Look at the Colonel getting up, turning the double play. Thank you very much. And also, how about the umpire? Look at Dick. He's wearing the collared shirt with the tie. He's all buttoned up, calling him out at second base. Love that.
And of course, the fans in the seats were wearing coat and tie and a fedora. That was the style. 40 years with the Padres, 70 years in baseball. Jerry Coleman. That's going to be really something special that day. Much loved man. Right center field, dropping in, falls for a base hit. But the runners, both Quinton and Grandal, had to hold up. They weren't quite sure Pence would play it on the hop or try to make the catch. So everyone moves up 90, and with no one out, the Padres have the bases loaded here in the second.
Well, when it's not a good swing, you're just hoping to maybe put the bat on the ball and find a garden spot out in the outfield. Short stride, tries to stay back, throws the hands, and with that ball in the air, as you mentioned, Dick, you know, from Carlos Quinton's vantage point, he's got to make sure that drops because it's a force play. If he catches it, he's got to go back to second base.
So a Padre over every pillow. Here's Maben. Double play ball. Run will score. And Maben beats it out. Maben's speed drives in a run, and he's aboard first and third with only one away. It's tied at 1.
Hey, and that hustle down the first base line credits Cameron Maben with an RBI. If he gets doubled up, no RBI. Just beats it out. That is close.
So with one out, here's Everth Cabrera. He knocked in the only Padre run last night in that 10-1 shellacking. Grandal at third, and a lot of speed. Maben with 20 steals at first base.
Yeah, there's another great baseball term, shellacking. Now, when you shellac something, is it not like a?
It's not like you beat the wood with your brush.
No, but it's something like you put on to protect the wood, right?
Yes, of course. Why that becomes a
Isn't it great?
push bunt by Cabrera.
Boy, Grant just got shellacked last night, which was a common term, but okay. Does that mean? I don't know. What's it mean?
You were overserved?
But it's a great term, though, if you think about it, you know? That's what I love about this game.
And our language. With the love of Pete. First and third, one out. Runner goes. Cabrera takes the throw by Posey, goes through, and they get him. That is quite a play by Posey and the Giants. Most teams concede, especially to a base stealer like Maben. Posey, no hesitation, throws a bullet to second base, and that is a big out.
It was a breaking ball, abbreviated slide step, and it looks like, yeah, Scudero gets the tag there, and then just on the bag, the hand goes. Good call.
And we should add the fact that Posey has allowed more stolen bases this year than any major league catcher, 65. So it was reasonable that Maven should try to steal. And Posey makes the perfect throw. So 2 outs. 1 and 2 on Cabrera.
Yeah, Posey below the league average at throwing out base runners at 24%.
Struck him out. So the Padres, bases loaded, no one out, managed just one, but that ties it up. 1-1 at Petco.
Tim and all of us, it's been a frustrating year health-wise. But you know, his shoulder acted up a little bit, his elbow's still a little sore, so there's no doubt this has been a setback for him. You know, he tried to ramp it back up, worked awful hard to get in a position to, you know, go out on rehab. And, you know, there's something physically wrong. And it's, you know, it's a bummer, it really is.
Tim Stauffer, who was penciled in to be the starting pitcher on opening day, worked only 1 game, 5 innings, and that's been his entire season. Won't be able to return, and his career now in jeopardy with those injuries.
Yeah, it's very, very frustrating. You could sense it in Buddy Black's voice. He's worked so hard, and it's something that's out of your control. It's just very frustrating. Tim Stauffer, a homegrown Padre, good kid. You know, we wish him nothing but the best.
But just one of so many injuries that have frustrated this team. Ground ball by Pagan to Cabrera. 1 away here in the 3rd. It's tied at 1. I asked Bud before the game about Stauffer and also the other men on the DL. Many of those who had to go to surgery. Joe Whelan, Dustin Mosley, Corey Lupke. They're all gone for the year, and some of those won't be able to pitch again to the middle of 2013.
Sure.
The good news is that Andrew Kashner, Anthony Bass are about to, after doing some rehab starts, go to AAA, and he said that both of them should be part of the pitching rotation in September. A couple of quick strikes on Marco Scudero, who singled his first time.
Change up. Got to keep that same delivery, same arm speed as if you're throwing a fastball, because that's what the hitter keys on. And the reason why I guess that is because I could peek inside the glove from Eric Stoltz right there. Fastball.
High fly, another fly ball out. Quinton calling for it. 2 away here in the 3rd for the Giants. Well, you can follow Fox Sports San Diego's coverage of the Padres with MLB.com at Bat12. That's for your iPhone, your Windows Mobile, Android, iPad. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text @BAT to 31826 or visit Padres.com for details. Pablo Sandoval takes ball one. Nope. Late call strike. He flied to center field his first time. Another fly ball. Center fielder Maben better hurry. And can't make the catch and collides hard with a center field wall. Coming over is Quinton to capture the ball, but into third with a triple is Sandoval. Now the question is, Maben all right? The ball, Maben, and the wall arriving almost simultaneously. That ball carrying well, and Maben had the hustle to get to it. Had it for a moment.
Flash look, warning track in the glove, in the heel of the glove, and cannot secure it. No, first of all, that's a big glove, and then when you get it on the heel, and you can't squeeze it.
And you know the wall's coming up to smack you.
Yep. I'm just glad that Cameron Maben is ready to go for the next hitter. Looks like he's okay. But that'll rattle your cage a little bit.
Your rib cage. So a 2-out triple Sandoval. And that brings up the dangerous Buster Posey, who singled sharply through the middle in the first inning. Off the fist. Cabrera. Across to Guzman, and Eric Stoltz pitches around the 2-out triple by Sandoval. We'll check on Maben to see if he's okay.
Of a 3-game series. Now, Eric Stoltz had a good outing in Atlanta. The soft stuff and spot in the fastball. Look at where this cut fastball is into Buster Posey. See how he can't get his hands through, cannot get extended, therefore the fat part of the bat on the baseball. The key is obviously keeping Posey in the ballpark, but after a triple, making a good pitch to the all-star catcher and hitting a weak ground ball to the shortstop to get out of that inning. That was just darn good pitching, hitting his spots. Great location by Eric Stoltz.
And Stoltz leads off the third inning for the Padres. As we said, 3 for 12 as a hitter. Very proud of his hitting, as is Jason Marquis.
Giants fans, Padre fans, yes, having a good time watching a big league ball game.
That's a strike, 1-1. Stoltz with a base hit. He makes contact. That makes him dangerous.
Well, everybody knows that the pitchers on any ball club, they're the best athletes on that team. And Mark Sweeney, good swinging right there by Eric Stoltz, helping himself out.
I have a tough time commenting on that after that one. No, but you know what, Eric Stoltz, and he was a former teammate of mine. He loves to swing the bat. Not as much as Jason Marquis, but Eric Stoltz expects to help himself, and that's the reason why he has a nice left-handed swing, and you saw it right there.
Hey, off a left-hander as well, so good for Eric Stoltz.
There's Jason Marquis. He'll pitch Tuesday night against Pittsburgh.
You know, I've always thought that when the pitcher can get aboard to start an inning, it's a greater chance to put up a crooked number and possibly a big inning. And Chris Denorfia aboard with a base knock his first at bat. You know, you get an extra base hit. You get the pitcher around to score, get him in quickly so he can get rested up for the next half inning and score a few runs.
Denorfia single was between third and short in the first inning, but he was erased on a Forsythe, and then Forsythe doubled up on Headley's line drive double play 4-3. Two and one.
You know, guys, down near the dugout here, you can see Brandon Belt, the first baseman for the Giants. He is off the base playing defense, trying to get as much room as he can for Chris Denorfia, trying to limit that hole between first and second base.
Line foul. Sails over Mark Sweeney's head and down into the seats in the sunshine.
No, that's a good point, Mark, because chance of Eric Stoltz stealing, yeah, that's not going to happen. So give up some of that ground to take away that big hole. Looks like the sun is no longer a factor in tonight's game.
Except for the right fielder Pence and the right fielder Denorfia when San Diego's in the field. Fly ball to center. Pagan retreats. A long out. Stoltz back to first base. And Logan Forsythe to hit it.
Looks like the ball's kind of traveling a little bit more than usual. You mentioned it earlier, Dick, before nightfall. But that didn't sound like it was the best ball off the bat of Chris Denorfia, but it did travel a long way.
Curveball bends around the plate at 71 miles an hour.
You know, Mark Sweeney, that big looping curveball from any pitcher, that's got to be very inviting. How disciplined do you have to be to lay off that pitch?
Yeah, Mark, it's inviting, but you know, it's just a change of speed. That's the reason why, as you know, the pitchers just want to change the timing of the hitters.
Line drive off the glove of Arias. Stoltz hustles to second base. He had to hold, and Forsythe has the Padres' fourth hit. First and second with one out, and here's Chase Headley.
I don't know whether this ball was knuckling, but Logan Forsythe, you can see some serious topspin on that ball. And I think Logan, he kind of held up because he thought the ball was going to be caught.
He did. So first and second. Pitcher Stoltz at second base and Forsythe at first. 1-1 the score here in the last of the third. Headley sent a sharp shot at the second baseman Scudero, who then threw back to first base, doubled up Forsythe. First inning. 121st game for Headley out of 122. He is the Iron Man in the entire National League. No one's played in more games than Chase Headley. And he gets into one here. That ball is deep, and Headley will touch them all. Number 20 for Chase Headley. Doesn't that sound good? 20 home runs. And the Padres claim a 4-1 lead as Headley's hot hitting here in August continues.
It's like a hitter Finishing the season at 299. It's close to 300, but not quite 300. Finishing the season with 19 home runs, doesn't have that look, right? Number 20 for Chase Headley's a big one, a 3-run shot. And everybody in the dugout up to congratulate the San Diego Padres third baseman. Nicely done, Chase Headley.
Well, he was the National League Player of the Week a week ago. The way he's hitting, he'll be the National League Player of the Month of August. Hitting going into the game tonight, 317 this month with 7 home runs. Now 8 home runs and 24 RBIs just in August. Quinton goes after that slow curveball.
Hey, Mark Sweeney, there's that big inning or that crooked number I was talking about. Remember the leadoff single by Stultz? You get him back in that dugout. It's only 1 out, and the Padres put up a crooked number.
Yeah, the top of the order really has to do their damage, and also, as you said, Stultz adding in and helping his cause as well. But it is real nice to see Chase Headley continue that hot streak, especially with the home runs.
20 homers and 76 RBIs on the season for Headley. Far and away the club leader. Quinton walked the first time and eventually scored. Grandal walked. No one out, 2 men on. Bloop single by Guzman to right loaded him up with 1 away, and the only run scored was on Maven's ground out.
Guys, just a different sense in the dugout now, especially after that home run. It's almost taking a breath. These San Diego Padres, they needed to get ahead. It's the first time in a while they've had that feeling.
Quinton hits a high pop fly into shallow right. Pence calling for it. Well, Carlos Quinton being the anchor, the cleanup hitter in the lineup, and here's the difference. Without him, missing the first 40 or so games because of the knee surgery, they were 23 and 39, 16 games below 500 with Quinton. Should they win today, 30 and 30.
Yeah, and what that does with him in the lineup, you know, Chase Headley possibly going to get some better pitches to hit rather than facing Quinton with an added base runner. So Zito taking his chance of going after Chase Headley. And Chase Headley made him pay. Thank you very much.
Last year's home run leader for the Padres. Want to take a quick guess? Wasn't Headley? He hit only 4.
Ryan Ludwig.
11 home runs.
Wow.
And here is Headley by far and away a career year for Chase. And to think in the last 4 games, the Padres in 36 innings had scored only 2 runs. He got 3 on 1 swing. Grandal pops it up on the right side, and Belt with a catch. But the Padres have taken a 4-1 lead. Forsythe and Stultz with singles, and Headley deep to left. 4-1 San Diego. And the Padres with a 4-1 lead after 3. And time now for our AT&T trivia question for tonight. What is the San Francisco Giants record for runs scored in a single inning? He scored 8 last night. Is that the record? I gave you the answer in the half inning.
Well, they've had some pretty potent lineups through the years, so it's got to be double digits.
Oh, it does. I'm going to just take a wild guess at lucky 13.
Really?
What's your guess?
Okay, you'll go 30. I'll go higher. I'll go 14.
Way to go out on a limb.
Okay, 15.
Okay, at least.
I'll go 15.
Give.
Yeah.
That's all you get. Here's Hunter Pence. Cleanup hitter. Fly to right field his first time. Arias with a home run is on deck, and then Brandon Belt. I can just hear the voice of Mark Grant reverberating. Don't throw him a strike.
That's
Don't
right.
throw him a strike. He did. Base hit to left field. Although that might have been a little high.
Yes, it was. He had him 0-2 as well. He tried to go up the ladder. But like a lot of bad ball hitters, watch him get that top hand out. Look at, he actually brought his, it's almost like he's chopping a tree. Did you see his hands? They were set, and then he recognized it, and he actually took his hands up and then chopping down.
Took the limb right off.
Yeah, watch his hands. I got to get up on top of that ball. Oh, man.
He is unorthodox. In fact, his picture might be in the dictionary. Definition of unorthodox. Joaquin Arias, first ball hunting, got a fastball and homer deep to left field for the Giants run. Could be 2. Cabrera. Forsythe. No, he got taken down. Forsythe, a big hard slide by Pence. Wow, he went into Forsythe. Arias runs well. Maybe they couldn't have turned it anyway, but Pence gave Forsythe no chance, and he comes off wincing.
That's a good way to get spiked, it looks like. Let's see. Forsythe gets the. Pence goes in. Hey, that's a clean slide.
Well, just hope that it doesn't take a knee with it.
Yeah, he didn't go in spikes high. He went in with his knees bent.
And he was within the range of the bag.
Right.
That's selling out by Pence to break. That's truly breaking up a double play. That's the definition. Here's Brandon Belt. Grounded to first baseman Guzman the first time. Arias has 4 steals. Yeah, he's okay. Oh, that's slapped deep down the left field line, but it's curling foul. Well back. When we last saw the Giants, Belt was in a terrible slump, battling to stay above 200. He's consistently raised his average up to 267. Nice turnout on this Saturday at Petco Park. Hope you're making plans to be with us tomorrow. 1 o'clock game, noon for our Padres live show here on San Diego. Fox Sports San Diego. Ground ball right side. Forsythe ranging to his left to make the put out. Arias moves to second base. Fox Sports San Diego will be taking over the Padres ticket office. This limited time offer is only available in or on September 4th. On September 4th. And the Padres will be in Los Angeles to play the Dodgers. But the box office will be occupied by Fox Sports San Diego. Now, what you have to do is get hooked up for an amazing deal just for watching the Padres on Fox Sports. So don't miss it. I guess more information is going to follow on that.
Yeah.
Slider in for a strike. Justin Christian. Fly to left his first time.
So occupy the Padres. Does that mean like people are going to pitch tents and like hang out?
I don't know. Jeff Bile was thinking about it. Pop up on the infield. And Forsythe.
Be a big tent.
He's going to cut you off. Lead 4-1. Let's go to our AT&T trivia question, and the answer to the question, what is the Giants' record for runs scored in a single inning? 13.
Oh, you knew the answer.
I did not know. What do I get for that?
Congratulations. A pat on the back.
Oh, thank you.
A laurel and hearty handshake.
And good luck to you when Jeff Bile calls you in and says that you're no longer employed. So it really was nice working with you.
Hey, that's right out of the natural. Where's Glenn Close? She's supposed to stand up in that, isn't she?
That is beautiful.
Robert Redford's supposed to come up and hit a home run.
It's on Jesus Guzman leading off the 4th inning against Barry Zito. And he takes a strike. Guzman dumped a single into right field. As the Padres scored their first run in the 2nd inning, his single loaded the bases with no one out. The run scored on Maben's ground out. 0 away. Fastball at 84.
That's about tops. 84, maybe 85.
Two and one. As a young pitcher signed by the Oakland A's, 9th overall, the 1st-round pick in '99. Quickly developed a reputation as being one of the best in baseball. He won the Cy Young in 2002, 10 years ago. Zito. Ground ball. Easy chance for Sandoval. 1 away. So there's Zito with Oakland. 222 games. Look at that, 1 loss. 102 and 63. He's 52 and 69 as a Giant.
Now remember when Barry Zito was younger as an Oakland A, he threw harder. His breaky ball, he had that 12-6 snappy curveball that was, I wouldn't say it was a power curveball, but it was a firm, aggressive curveball, not one of these that just rolls up there. And hey, Mother Nature's going to get you, right? You get older. The arm doesn't have the same arm speed. So then you got to try to trick the hitters, pitch a little differently.
Mark and Dick, talking about Barry Zito, when he was in Oakland, his curveball actually had to start over your head as a hitter for the most part to be a strike. That's how much break he had on his ball.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I can just go back in time, Mark, and see him in that A's uniform and snap that thing off. And it was a knee buckler.
It really was. And he relied on it, but he also, like you said, had velocity. When there's that differential between pitches, it makes it very difficult as a hitter. You got to choose one, and they usually choose wrong.
2-0 to Maben, 3-0. So the Zito that we see today, Mark Sweeney, as a hitter, knowing that 84 tops and some of those curveballs are going to be 67, 68, how do you adjust how you face him
Well, you got to actually look for the breaking ball and that speed, because his fastball, he just tries to pitch around the zone. You can see he doesn't throw too many strikes with his fastball. He just wants to speed you up a little bit and make you think about that and slow you down. But I'm a big fastball guy, but this is a scenario that you really have to look breaking ball and elevate that.
Ooh, just missed that one. High fly ball right center. Pence in right field for the catch. 2 gone for the Padres here in the 4th. Everett Cabrera the batter. Zito, back to your point earlier, how much you admire the fact that he's been very generous to his charitable organization, which is Zito Strikeouts for Troops. He told me they've raised over $2 million. He gives X amount of dollars for every strikeout, and 75 players have joined with him to contribute as Cabrera squares but takes a ball. And the money goes to support and care military injured and their families. What better charity? So he does fit right into what the Padres are all about. And of course, tomorrow being Armed Forces Recognition Day, Military Sunday.
I mean, what a great thing for him to do, a guy in his position, in the national spotlight, a Cy Young Award winner.
And he was ahead of the curve in volunteering his monies toward that cause. He's been doing it for many years. That's a pretty good bunt. They don't get him. Posey made the play, but Cabrera bunts his way on. Base hit.
Mark Sweeney, that's what you were talking about in the pregame show down in the little field about the instructional. Yeah, an outstanding job by Cabrera. I'm not a big advocate of two out bunting, but Cabrera with speed, he has an option now to steal base, but also it turns that lineup over. I think that is a huge key. You always got to think about it in the right situations. Cabrera chose right there.
He beat it out cleanly. So here's Eric Stoltz, the pitcher, who singled to right and was one of the men that scored on the 3-run homer by Chase Headley that gave the Padres the lead 4-1 in the last inning. So he's now 4 for 13. He's talking with you in a little snippet of that interview, talking about his days in northeast Indiana, Amish country, where he grew up, practiced basketball in the barn as any good Hoosier should.
Yeah.
And he pretended he was working one-on-one against Michael Jordan.
Nice.
High fly ball. Back of short. Left fielder Christian calls off Arias. And the Padres are gone in the 4th. They lead it 4-1. And Joaquin Arias, first ball hunting, delivers his second home run of the season to give the Giants a 1-0 lead in the second. But the Padres tied it, and bases loaded, fielder's choice, Cameron Maben, 1-1. And then in the third, with 2 men on, Chase Headley drills one to left field in the lower bleachers. His 20th home run of the season, and the Padres on that 3-run homer lead it 4-1.
Well, that number 20's got a nice ring to it. Congratulations to Chase Headley.
Ryan Theriot is going to pinch hit for Zito, so Zito's game is over after just 4 innings. 4 innings, 4 runs, 6 hits, walked 2, and struck out 1. Theriot has had terrific success against the Padres. I'm surprised he's not in the lineup. And there it is, a line drive single to right field. That's how he's been hammering Padre pitching throughout this entire season. Leadoff single for the pinch hitter Theriot.
You know, I mentioned Marco Scudero. You mentioned hitters like Buster Posey. But the point I wanted to make and have Mark Sweeney comment on it is Theriot, you know, coming off the bench, professional hitter. They need base runners. Rather than trying to be the big guy and come out of his shoes and try to pull the ball, he just darts that one. A nice looking swing from Theriot, Mark.
Yeah, he does a nice job just staying inside the baseball. That's the reason why Bruce Bochy put him in that situation. You always try to look for something that you can be in a situation where you feel very comfortable. Ryan Theriot leading off an inning. Also, I think Bruce Bochy's looking in right field and seeing the scoreboard. Dodgers winning 6-1 in Atlanta in the 8th inning.
Giants with just a half-game lead atop the National League West over the Dodgers. Pagan 0 for 2 has flied to center and grounded to short. El Caballo Loco was his nickname with the Mets. Crazy horse. Every club needs a little El Caballo Loco. And if you don't have one, the game will make you one. Even in broadcasting, you need one, right, Mark?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Line drive, base hit. Quinton's going to cut it off in the corner. Pagan's going to try for 2 anyway, and he will make it. Oh, here come the Giants. No one out, second and third. Single by pinch hitter Theriot, double for Pagan. A little meeting at the mound around Stoltz.
Well, that was a changeup, up and away. Pagan goes out and gets it. So the off-speed pitch, even though it's elevated in a way, enables him to pull the baseball. And the Giants have got some action going here.
7 hits now for San Francisco. The only damaging hit, the home run by Arias, but trouble here in the top of the 5th. Marco Scudero is singled and fly to left. Competition between the Giants and Padre fans. Scudero slices one foul down the right field side. Eric Hacker just called up from the minors, is the man warming up, a right-hander. Well, he'll take over here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Padres Eric Stoltz trying to stymie this attack by San Francisco. Ground ball foul.
You know, I was just going to say 2 situations which would be ideal for Eric Stoltz and the Padres. The 1-hopper, 2-hopper down to Chase Headley, keep the runners at second and third, or the comebacker to Eric Stoltz. So how do you try to get in that situation? Breaking balls down and in to have that hitter pull the baseball, keep the ball in front of the runners. Maybe a changeup out in front, and you get that grounder to the left side as well.
There's the changeup, floats outside. Remember, though, Stoltz is a fly ball pitcher, so Scudero looking to at least get 1 run in with a fly ball. And there it is, and that's a long fly ball deep to left center. Maben makes the catch. Both runners tag. One will score. It's 4-2, but Maben with an outstanding defensive play. He ran 100 meters to get that ball. Good speed by Maben. Saves even more damage. A long out by Scudero. He drives in his 48th run.
This ball's hit pretty well. Soft off-speed breaky ball down and in. Cameron Maben playing on the first base side of second base. Get on your horse. Makes the grab. Great concentration. And look, he went into the wall earlier in the game. He's not afraid to tackle that warning track and squeeze that one for the out.
Terrio scores. Moving to third now with one out. Pagan and Pablo Sandoval. The infield playing back. They'll give up the run for an out, and he was thinking long ball. He has tripled off the glove of Maben in center. Fly to center. Kung Fu Panda, the craze in the city by the bay. 4-2 Padres here in the top of the fifth. That's right.
Nice. Good backdoor slider from Eric Stoltz.
Here's where Stoltz would like to come up with a strikeout pitch. He doesn't have one in the entire game. See if you can get Sandoval down 2 strikes to go after a bad one. 91. That's his fastest.
Little extra on that one. A little humpy hump.
That is a spectacular shot, isn't it?
Sure is.
It's like a postcard.
Now you can double up inside. Looks like he's going to throw another fastball in.
That's popped out of play. Good catch made by a fan in that little section in front of the press box. Up all 2 strikes on Sandoval with Buster Posey on deck. See how high that last pitch was that he fouled off. Ground ball. Headley throws to the plate. Oh no, not even close. Pagan scores. It's 4-3. Gamble by Headley. His momentum taking him away from the foul line, and then he had to spin and throw, and Pagan's much too fast.
Yeah, got to get the out there. Got to get the for sure out at first base. Sure, the Giants will score a run. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Plenty of baseball left. The Padres still have, you get 2 outs here. 4-3. But the bottom line is Chase Headley got to get the for sure out at first base.
So credit Sandoval with the RBI, his 36th on the fielder's choice. Only 1 out, and here's Posey.
So now rather than having 2 outs, they're going to score a run, right? Now you've got 1 out. You got Buster Posey up at the plate with a runner on.
That's the reason why they were playing infield back in that situation, Mark, just to get an out. You don't want to limit your defense, and tough decision right there by Chase.
2-0 to Posey, who was singled to center and grounded to short. (4-3) now. The Padre lead has been whittled to 1.
We saw those guys with the Posey for president. If he was president, he wouldn't have to appoint somebody to be the director of offense, because he supplies all the offense. Buster Posey. See where I'm going there, Mr. Enberg?
Right. Well, he just needs the Secretary of Defense.
Right.
Stoltz falls behind 3-0. You got to figure that Posey has the green light. He doesn't have to look for a sign. If he likes this pitch, he could give it a full swing. But off speed, he takes it for a strike.
And that's the first 3-ball count tonight from Eric Stoltz.
Hunter Pence on deck. Foul ball. That'll make it into the crowd.
Dick, you mentioned the unorthodox swing and whatever he does. Hunter Pence, his on deck practice swing. Watch this. Unbelievable.
And for a big man, chokes up about as much as anyone in the league. Big pitch, 3-2. See if Sandoval's going. No. Pitch is lined down the right field line. Slicing. Fair ball. Against the foul pole. Denortia fast fielding. That'll hold Sandoval at third. And into second goes Posey with a double. Giants have scored 2, and they've got 2 men in scoring position with 1 out as Posey's 2 for 3.
Now, rather than just trying to get 1 out to get out of the inning, Giants still only have 1 out. Talking about that play that Chase Headley made, trying to get the out at the plate. So Buster Posey going the other way, and with 1 out, second and third. So the Giants trying to work on a big inning here.
Aaron Balsley, the pitching coach, out to talk to the battery of Grandal and Stultz. Corey Burns is throwing in the bullpen for San Diego. Hunter Pence, the hitter, singled his last time. Inning began when Terrio, the pinch hitter, singled to right. Pagan doubled to left. Scudero brought in a run with a sacrifice fly, and then Sandoval hit that ball wide of third that Headley elected to come to the plate not nearly in time as Pagan scored. That in essence gave the Giants an extra out in this inning. Now the double by Posey, so second and third, 1 away. 4-3 Padres.
And once again, the infield playing back, like Mark Sweeney said earlier, made a good point. You're not inventing the ground ball. You want to get that out. Still plenty of baseball left. We're only in the top of the 5th.
Now, if the ball's hit directly at Headley in that play,
correct,
then you go to the plate. But by the time he got there and had to spin and throw off balance, Grandal blocked that, but barely. Burns throwing in the pen. So 2-0 to Pence. First base is open. Joaquin Arias is on deck, but Arias has homered in the game. As we saw last night, these Giants can score them in bunches. On the outside corner, says plate umpire Marquez. Pence came to the Giants at the trade deadline. Big player going to Philadelphia was Nate Scherholtz, and then he's on the DL now. Phil's also got Tommy Joseph and Seth Rosen and a rosin bag. Heck of a deal.
That was a sticky deal.
High fly ball, center field. It's deep enough. Sandoval tags. He'll score. It's tied at 4. Pence with his 72nd RBI. Sandoval was the man who hit the ball to fielder's choice to Headley. So the game's even. Posey still at second with 2 out, and Arias the hitter. Well, the Padres' 3-run inning. Chase Headley's 3-run homer in the 3rd. Giants answer with 3 of their own here in the 5th. Line drive, base hit. Here comes Posey. He scores. Giants lead 5-4. Goodness, this bringing back bad memories of last night's 3rd inning when the Giants sent 12 men to the plate and 8 of them scored. 4-run inning.
And once again, Joaquin Arias swinging at the first pitch. He hit a home run in the 2nd inning to lead off on the first pitch. This is an off-speed pitch from Stultz. Looked like a changeup. He's all over it. And the Giants take the lead.
Brandon Belt is the 8th man to bat in the inning. Arias didn't start last night. Belt sends one to center field. Maben is there. 8 men come to bat for the Giants in the top of the 5th, and 4 of them score. They take the lead 5-4. brought to you by Sequan Casino. Get away for the day at the all-new Sequan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. For more information, visit Lexus.com. Oh, Barry Zito off the hook as the Giants get 4 runs in the 5th. Zito is not the pitcher of record. Goes 4 innings, gives up the 4 runs and 6 hits. Eric Hacker, a 29-year-old, is the new pitcher. Padres saw him back in April. The Giants had called up Hacker to pitch 1 game, and the Padres beat him 5-3. He's 29, a Texan, Corsicana. Been around. He pitched for Pittsburgh 3 games in 2009, Minnesota a couple of games last year. And in 2010 at Fresno, the top farm team of the Giants, he led the Pacific Coast League with 16 wins.
Yeah, quite a journey for Eric Hacker, as you mentioned, Dick. Signed as a Yankee in the minor leagues 2002. His first taste of the big leagues not till 2009.
What do you have on him?
Hacker throws a fastball, not very overpowering, maybe 90. Tries to locate it. He throws a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. 4-pitch pitcher, Eric Hacker.
Denarfia leads off, bottom of the 5th inning. Denarfia with a single and a long out to center field. So the Giants now in front 5-4. They took a 1-0 lead. Padres tied it, and then a 3-run homer by Headley for 4-1 until the top half of this inning. It's just baseball. You have to go back and say, what if?
Right.
What if Headley had just gotten the shore out? The Giants would have gotten 2 runs instead of 4 in the inning. Ground ball, right side. Well handled. Scudero. 1 away. That had a little tricky bounce in it.
It did. And you see the way that Scudero fielded that baseball. Getting down on one knee, making sure it stays in front of him if in fact it takes a bad hop.
Atlanta at bat in the bottom of the 9th inning in Georgia, trailing the Dodgers 6-2. Forsythe, a single and a ground out.
A little hesitation in that delivery from Eric Hacker. He gets set up over the rubber with that leg up, kind of pauses a little bit before he explodes towards home plate.
Line to right, Pence over and makes the catch. Forsythe's bid for extra bases denied by Hunter Pence.
That ball slicing away from Pence, so he's really got to concentrate and get to that baseball.
He's a good outfielder. Unorthodox again, but good speed and range. So 2 out. Chase Headley has lined into a double play and lined a 3-run homer. Batting left-handed now. Wonder what kind of golfer Eric is.
Well, his offseason job is working on computers.
Hacker is a most home runs in August. To hate Chase Headley more than Miguel Cabrera or Fielder or Posey or Pujols or Upton. What an August. And he's not done yet. And he's really tough, Eric, when he takes his computer to the golf course.
Yeah.
Base hit. No! Sandoval, what a place. Robs Headley. Oh, Headley has hit it hard 3 times. A line drive double play, a home run, and somehow Kung Fu Panda, look at the range the big man has. Snares that one on a tough hop. On defense, Hunter Pence in right field denying Logan Forsythe in that last inning. And then Pablo Sandoval stealing a base hit from Chase Headley.
Now, Sandoval, if he can get to it at third base, get some leather on it, he's going to make the play. He doesn't look like he's very athletic, but pretty good on his feet over there at third base.
Eric Stultz goes to work in the top of the 6th inning. It's Justin Christian who's going to lead it off here for the Giants. And he rounds the first pitch right to Cabrera. 1 away. Brings up the pitcher's spot. And we'll see if Eric Hacker can hack.
Well, he's swinging that Shillelagh on deck and a slow stroll up to home plate for Eric Hacker. Maybe Stultz will throw him the yacker, and he'll get a comebacker and throw him out at first base.
I wonder what you were doing over there with that in between innings. Just that all that smoke coming out of your ears.
Hey, you smell wood burning?
Yeah, man. That's good. That's good. You could be a rapper. Hacker,
word,
0 for 2. So only his third at bat. Hasn't been up with the club much. He's got a chance to pick up a major league win. A lot of time to go. 5-4 San Francisco.
He's got a good setup at the plate. I mean, looks like he could be a hitter.
Well, Eric Stultz took the mound today. A couple of obvious goals. One is to win a ball game. And the other is to give the Padres some innings. He's at least made it to the 6th.
Yeah. Well, 6+ innings for Eric Stultz in 5 of his 7 starts. So Darren Balsley to the phone.
He's thrown only 81 pitches. Hacker grounds to Cabrera. And 2 away.
Hey, the greatest 3 words in the English language: back to school.
For parents.
Yeah,
huh?
go back to school in style with an Ashford back to school backpack. Junior Padres 14 and younger can pick up their backpack at any Fan Rewards Redemption Center right here at Petco Park. Tomorrow you can do it. Visit Padres.com/juniorpadres and sign up today. And something for the kids out there listening at home. Guess what? I've never got to go to school ever again.
You're talking on your own behalf, right?
That's right.
Well, you never know. That traffic school will get you too.
Good call. I take that back. I've been to traffic school a couple times.
You don't have to be so honest. You don't have to reveal it all.
It's all good.
2 ground outs to short, and this is Pagan. Doubled in that 4-run 5th inning. And falls behind 2 strikes. And Terrio, who started with that pinch hit, was hitting .536 this year against the Padres. He's 16 for 29.
Good pitch.
On the outside corner, Eric Stultz, his first strikeout, retires the side in order for the first time. Atlanta. And how about this for an inning? Hanley Ramirez, right center field. Turner Field, home run. How about another? James Loney, line drive, just gets in. And how about 3 in a row? Luis Cruz hits a home run. And the Dodgers go on to win it 6-2. So as we stand at the moment, the Giants and Dodgers tied for first, and it all depends, of course, on how this game develops, as there's a party time up in the Diamond. It's like a good start to a Saturday night.
Yeah.
With crepes and maybe even caviar, the way that group is dressed. But Black looks at Carlos Quentin, then Yasmani Grandal and Jesus Guzman here in the Padres 6th inning. They need a run to tie. A couple of hard hit balls in the last inning against Eric Hacker, but some good defensive work by the Giants. Pence in right and Sandoval at third. In for a strike. 73-mile-an-hour curveball. When Carlos was just 12 years of age, he was already 5'9" and 140 pounds and was sporting a mustache at 12. They didn't let him play Little League.
I can just hear the other parents, check that kid's birth certificate.
In fact, his mother said, you're not going to play Little League. No way. You're going to play. We're afraid you might hurt someone.
Yeah. How about that kid that's 6'2" for the West team in the Little League World Series? Kid's 6'2".
Speaking of Little League, there was interest here locally, of course, in that Lemon Grove team that made it to the finals of the Little League Seniors. That's the 13 to 16-year-olds. But they were defeated today by Guatemala City 6-3 in the finals. Great season for those Lemon Grove kids. And congratulations from the Padres.
Actually, that 6'2" kid is from Petaluma.
Isn't that where they have the frog jumping, Petaluma? Don't they? I'm not making this up. There's an arm wrestling.
If it is, I'm going.
There's Wide World of Sports. They always went to Petaluma for something. It's arm wrestling. Yeah. Where do they have the frog jumping? That's up there too. That ball is hammered by Quentin way back, and this game is tied. Touch 'em all, Carlos, number 13.
That was a 3-1 pitch. And Carlos Quentin, if I was in your shoes, I'd be leaving. What a great idea. He gets extended, and that's a no-doubter. This is a sweet sound if you're a hitter.
So a 5-5 tie. No one out here in the 6th. Here's Yasmani Grandal. He's walked and popped to first. Well, Mama said you might hurt someone when you're 12.
Yeah.
It's okay to hurt someone when you're going against the big leaguers. 5-5.
Put a hurting on that pitch.
That's a strike to Grandal. Jesus Guzman on deck. So 3 home runs in the game. A solo by Joaquin Arias of San Francisco. Headley a 3-run shot. Now Quentin ties it with a solo. 2-1 to Grandal. Measured at 380 feet. Quentin's home run seemed longer. Long enough. Fly ball to right center. Pence is there. Didn't quite get it all, Grandal, but is swinging the bat well. Jesus Guzman starting at first, singled, and has grounded to third. As you can see there, tomorrow's pitching matchup. 1 o'clock game, noon here on Fox Sports San Diego for Padres Live. Clayton Richard 9-12 against Ryan Vogelsong of the Giants. He's 10-6 with a sparkling 2.72 ERA. .248 on the season for Guzman, but in his career against the Giants, hitting at a .350 level. Outside again. And after the Giants leave town for this 3-game series, the Buccos, Pittsburgh here Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoon.
And then, hey, finally a short 3-game road trip, huh? No more of this 10-day stuff. 3 in Arizona.
And right back home.
Yeah.
For 3 with Atlanta. Smothered out in front of the plate. Hacker's there. 2 away here in the Padres 6th inning. Let's take a look at the Padres schedule. Remember, you buy your tickets early, order them early, you save, depending on the game and the seed location. Giants conclude the series tomorrow, then Pittsburgh Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon, then the short trip over to Arizona for a weekend series, and back home for 3 against the Atlanta Braves. You'll get a chance to see Chipper Jones, final chance to see the Chipper on his way to retirement and the Hall of Fame. Maven takes a strike, has an RBI and a ground out, and he's flying to right field.
So it looks like Hacker throws both a little cut fastball and a slider. That first pitch to Maven for a strike was a cutter on the outside part of the plate. And that second pitch had just a little bit more tilt to it, being the slider. Looks like Buster Posey put down a 3. See if this is a slider as well. Yep.
Jammed him.
Bad location. And I tell you what, this is me changing gears. I can do that with the best of them. How about the stirrups tonight for Cameron Maven? Here, Cameron. Love that. Going old school. Cheo Cruz. Jose Chop Cheo Cruz.
How about those shoes?
Yeah. Big fan of Cameron Maven. Loves the way he wears his costume.
Hey. Maybe Hacker doesn't like it. Put a dent in the pantaloons.
Yeah. It was a breaking ball. It was a curveball.
You're going to get hit.
Yeah.
That's the place, right in the wallet. That puts a speedy Maven aboard with a chance to perhaps pick up a stolen base, put himself in position to break this 5-5 tie. We're in the 6th inning. Very entertaining game. 5-all. And Bruce Bochy with that hit batsman is going to make a pitching change. Stay with it. Left-hander coming in out of the pen for the Giants. It's tied at 5. San Diego, warmer than usual. High school football is on Fox Sports San Diego. You can watch some of the nation's very best teams compete on a big stage Thursday. Interstate rivals from Ohio go head to head. Under the lights, Akron, Bucktail, and Massillon compete. It's the National Football High School Game of the Week right here on Fox Sports San Diego. No pitcher for the Giants. Jose Mijares from Caracas, a veteran who's been with the Minnesota Twins the last 4 years. 27 years of age. Claimed off waivers, and boy, that was close. Good move over there.
Yeah, the old step-off move, snap throw over to first base, trying to get that runner leaning towards second base. And all it's going to take is just a little lean. And the throw's a little high. If that ball is down on the corner of the bag, good chance of getting Cameron Maben.
Cabrera struck out and bunted for a base hit the last time. Respecting Maben's reputation of 20 stolen bases. Former Padre Clay Hemsley. Hemsley begins to loosen up. Out of play.
Well, Mijares is a 3-pitch pitcher. Fastball, slider, change. He can get up to about mid-90s on the fastball. And congratulations all the way around to that gentleman. And he gave it to a little kid. Nicely done.
Two and one. Duel between Harris, actually 1-1, and Everett Cabrera.
Well, in the short time that Mijares has been here with the Giants, he's done a nice job.
Yonder Alonso is in the on deck circle. If Cabrera keeps it alive. Did he check?
And he called it on the swing. Home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez pointing at Cabrera and indicating with the fist up in the air that he went. And I have to agree with him.
He sure did. Maben, fairly safe lead over at first base. Quinton's home run is tied it here in the 6th. Two and two with 2 outs.
Hey, extra base hit here. Make it interesting. 2 outs, crack at the bat. Cameron Maben scoring from first base. How does that sound? So the ball got away in the bullpen for the Giants.
Hemsley continuing to throw down there. Well, Maben with 2 outs will be running on anything hit, and with his speed he could indeed score.
Back.
He goes. Sandoval has to go to first base, and the out is made there. Well, Harris gets rid of Cabrera, but against Hacker, Quinton slams home run number 13 to tie it at 5.
7th inning. Mark Sweeney, Mike Pomeranz with you. Chase Headley making himself known with authority with a 3-run bomb in the third. This thing nodded at 1 at the time. Mark got a pitch he can handle.
Yeah, and got some smiles on the bench as well, and you could see that. And then also Cameron Maven coming up with a big catch. Got to play defense in close games, and the Padres need that coming down the stretch.
Talk about that, the start by Eric Stoltz, and when we see in the post-game show, how about this fabulous instructional by Mark Sweeney? Had a bunt for a base hit. Everett Cabrera clearly was watching that one tonight. And you'll hear from the manager, Buddy Black. We'll see you guys after the last out.
All right, Mike. So the totals after 6 here at Petco tonight. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 3 left for the Padres. 5-9-0, and 5 stranded by San Francisco. Giants scoreboard is right in their direct view from the third base dugout, and they know the Dodgers have won 6-2. Scudero single, fly to left, and knocked in a run with a sacrifice fly to center, and there's another drive to right, and it's going to fall in front of Denorfia. He continues to be a tough man to retire. Scudero was 2 for 5 last night with a home run and an RBI single. He's 2 for 3, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 today. Brad Brock, the new pitcher. There are his numbers. Second busiest man out of the pen this year for San Diego.
Brad pitched an inning last night, surrendered a hit. That was in the 6th inning. Leadoff single, and then 1-2-3 for the right-hander.
10 hits now for the Giants, and here's Sandoval, a triple, 1 for 3. Changeup.
Great changeup.
Boy, it looks as if Pablo Sandoval and Prince Fielder could go to the same tailor.
They got the baggy uni, huh?
That stocky body, hard swinging. Scudero will steal you a base. He has 8. Brock keeping an eye on him.
Oh, nice block. Excellent block by Grandal.
Arizona has pounded Houston tonight 12-4. Arizona began today just 5 off the lead. Miami winning in Colorado 6-1 in the 8th. Ooh, he was on that pitch.
He got away with a fastball on that pitch. Pablo Sandoval still seeing that pitch. He might see that pitch tonight in his sleep. Got to go soft on this guy out of the zone right here. Remember, he threw him a first pitch changeup to start off the at bat. He came out of his shoes.
Out of play.
Another fastball up and away by design.
Posey on deck. Scudero with the leadoff single here in the 7th inning. Tommy Lane getting loose in the bullpen for the Padres. Ground ball right side, Forsythe can't get there. Scudero scoots to third. First and third, no one out. The Sing-I single by Pablo Sandoval. Giants back in business here in the 7th. Greeting Brock with back-to-back singles.
Well, it was a changeup. It was definitely out of the zone. And Sandoval gets it out in front, hooks it just out of the reach of Logan Forsythe. You know, if he comes up with that baseball, he gets up to his feet and throws out Sandoval at first base. Scudero, on the other hand, he makes that call by himself because it wasn't hit sharply to right field. So he can go over to third base and get some instruction from third base coach Tim Flannery.
So 1st and 3rd, no one out. This 5-5 tie, 7th inning. And Posey doubled and singled, 3 at bats. Boy, to have the talent that the Giants possess in 3rd and 4th positions in the lineup, and they're so young. Sandoval just turned 26. Posey's only 25. 1-1. Runners in scoring position. Posey hitting .343. Two and one.
You can see how they're trying to attack Buster Posey down and away. Sliders down and away. Fastballs down and away. You get him leaning that way, and then if you get ahead, yeah, maybe you can waste one up and in.
Here's the fastball, and he missed it. The Panda with the base hit at first base. Scudero at 3rd, no one out.
Hey, Brad Brock's doing a fine job of locating that fastball. That one kind of tied up Posey. You see where Grandal is located, and he hits his spot. Can't square it up. I'm guessing something down and away here. Fastball down and away, slider down and away.
High fly, right field. That'll get the run in. Denorfia. And Sandoval won't advance, but coming in to score is Scudero. It's 6-5 Giants. Another RBI for Posey. 77th of the season. He leads the team.
I think another example of a hitter just not trying to do too much. Realizing the situation. Runner at 3rd, less than 2 outs. And let's check out the swing. Nice and easy. He gets the ball elevated, and he takes it where it's pitched, and the result is a sac fly.
3rd sacrifice fly in the game for the Giants. Scudero has one, Posey, and also Pence. The attendance announced here on this Saturday at Petco Park, 33,849. Padres passed the 1.5 million mark with the attendance last night, and add 33,000 more this evening. Pence flied out, singled, and a sacrifice fly. 6-5 Giants now in the 7th. Giants have scored more runs on the road than any major league team. They got 10 last night. They've got 6 now tonight. True to form. That's a good pitch there.
And it's amazing, Dick, when you throw that statistic out there, because when you look on the road, the record for the Giants, they're only 2 games above 500, but yet they score the most on the road.
Yeah, that old saying, you break even on the road, win at home.
Yep.
Yeah, if you can get a couple of, well, let's call the ball and right on the corner. So that advances Sandoval to second base. Pence aboard on the walk. That's the first walk to the Giants all day. Stokes went through 6 innings without a walk.
Hey, Monday on Fox Sports San Diego, catch Padres Weekly. Join Annie Heilbrunn for an inside look at how the Padres are prepping for the road ahead. From the players and the coaches to the staff and local legends, Padres Weekly has you covered. Monday at 5:30 p.m. right here at Fox Sports San Diego.
Brock sends a strike in to Arias, who has homered and driven in another run with a single. 2 for 3 for this 27-year-old infielder. Another hit. Blooped. Here comes Sandoval. Throws way offline by Denarpia, and the Giants lead 7-5. That's the kind of base hit where the other dugout says, "You really going to take that as a base hit?" Sounded as if he hit it with a Sunday Union Tribune.
It was a slider. It was down. And Dick, you're absolutely right. The sound off the end of the bat. It didn't even make it out to the outfield grass. Just at the cut of the grass. Sandoval getting the green light.
Pence holds at second, but Sandoval comes home to score. Chased in there by Flannery, who likes to run with his base runners. Good throw. Might have been interesting there, but D'Onofrio's way off the mark. So the run rampage of these Giants continues at Petco, and here comes the new bullpen hero, Tommy Lane. 4th appearance for the Padres this week. Family fun. And the Giants putting the licks on the Padres again, 7-5, and 1st and 3rd, the inherited situation for Tommy Lane, who's worked 3 times since being called up from San Antonio this week. And he's had that strikeout pitch going. 6 strikeouts of the 9 outs he's recorded. He'll face left-handed hitter Brandon Belt with the Giants at 1st and 3rd, or 1st and 2nd rather. Pence at 2nd. Arias, Joaquin Arias. Bruce Bochy puts him in the lineup, and he's driven in 3 runs with a solo home run and 2 run-producing singles.
There's some crunch time here for Tommy Lane. Got to keep it at 2 here. Hey, a strikeout would be nice, but a ground ball double play would be even better to get out of this mess.
Belt's a good base runner, and he's got good speed. Infield looking for 2. That's that slider.
Well, going into this ball game, in 285 at bats, Brandon Belt has only grounded into 2 double plays.
Yes, he can get up the line.
Yeah, it's got to be a hard hit ball right at somebody, it seems like.
Lane, who made his major league debut in Atlanta on Tuesday night. Here we are on Saturday. He's already into 4 games. That bullpen really been pressed into action. Another broken bat. Is that going to fall? Foul. One and 2. Shattered bat. So back to the lumber pile goes Brandon Belt. The Giants scored early. Arias with a solo home run. The Padres tied it in the 2nd, and Chase Headley's 3-run home run made it 4-1 San Diego, but Giants countered with a 4-run 5th inning to take the lead. Quinton's home run tied it at 5 in the 6th. And now 2 more for the Giants here in the top of the 7th as they chase Brad Brock. 2 runs and 3 hits and a walk given up by Brock. Night just about here on this Saturday the 18th. Backs him off a little bit. And it's 2-2.
I like it. Well, fastball at 91. Changing the eye angle a little bit. Moving his feet just a tad. Now do you counter with that sweeping breaking ball? Probably, but still probably tough to square up. There it is. Looks like Belt is hanging in there quite nicely against the left-handers. Keeping that front shoulder tucked and thinking center of the diamond and going the opposite way, because when you look at the defense, rather, Cameron Maben shifted that way towards the third base side of second base. Carlos Quentin kind of towards the line down that left field line.
Right field corner open. That last pitch dots the middle. Belt, we saw that last night, fouled off a lot of pitches. Now, these Giants came into San Diego with one of the worst records hitting with runners in scoring position, 191 batting average on the season. But last night they were 9 for 17. Over but low, and the count is full on Belt. In that third inning alone, they were 7 for 10 last night.
Will Clark jersey. Yeah, they still remember Will the Thrill.
First and second, we'll see.